Welcome everybody back to another episode of Ricker and Bond. This is Ricker.
This is Bond. It's brand spanking new. Today we're talking about Apple announcing a brand new school of products, including new phones. Did they? No, they didn't mention iPads. New AirPods and other stuff. OpenAI is unveiling a brand new model called Strawberry. They say it has better reasoning skills. We're gonna be the judges of that.
Taylor Swift hopping on the Kamala train, Trump at the debate versus the Dems, and then at the end we're gonna have some down and dirty numbers on a new crypto ETF from Galaxy and State Street.
How come you don't want me? You know that new style that you're looking for? If you want to keep going, I will keep going tonight. What's up? Hello. What's all this thing?
Can't beat the fucking Clippers. Y'all make me sick with this shit.
Well, listen to this. Turn up the noise.
Politicians are a lot like that. They should be changed frequently for the same reason.
Yo, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to listen to Ricker and Bond.
We find it now.
Protect the city.
What's going on, dude? What's going on with Apple, you think?
Oh man. Oh gosh, this is one of the.
Yeah, I sent you a text.
I don't.
And you didn't respond.
Yeah.
Because you don't like me or because obviously you're trying to wait to pod for content. But I saw in comments as well. Is
Yes.
the Apple brand sentiment from the people stagnating?
First of all, sorry to respond to your text. I worked 117 hours last week. I don't know if you could see it in my eyes.
No, you look great.
And in the 100-degree sun.
That's wild. I was kind of wondering.
Yeah,
Literally the hottest stretch of time in the last 3 years in California.
horrible. Would not recommend. Would not recommend.
Really bad empathy for that.
Really bad experience. Don't know how I'm not sick. I feel kind of sick. But
Probably because of the heat.
coughing up dust still. Fucking. For anybody wondering, I was setting up stages for an R&B festival in Los Angeles. That was also a hip hop festival the next day, and I also ran or broadcast directed it. But that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to run the cameras and call the shots on the screen, the LED walls. But they had me building shit. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right, more money.
That's
fine.
wild.
But I didn't know it would be that much work. It's literally construction.
Yeah.
It's fucking,
Which is
yeah.
kind of wild where you're like, hey, can you also do no, that's like an entire like industry.
Bruh. I'm about to charge them up the ass. And I like that was fine. Like I kind of knew like building it was like whatever. Like I've built stages before. But like I didn't know that like I would also have to strike, meaning we would have to tear down the stage and we'd have to do it fast, like in a day. And it took like 4 or 5 days to build this thing. And that fucking sucked ass, bro. Like I fucking worked on the day of the hip hop festival. I think I got in at 9 a.m. and I left at 3 a.m. So that's like 15, 16 hours. Then they expected me to come back the next day. So I came at like 2 p.m. already tired as fuck. And then I left that day, the next day at 4 a.m.
Yeah, but what
And
does
then all the days,
think about the Palestine-Israel conflict though?
bro, fuck them. Let's talk about me. I'm just kidding. But nah, horrible. Trying to get out of that. Yeah.
Income's nice, man. Cop a little bread.
Income's yeah, dude. Yeah, not for long. Not for long I will be there, hopefully.
Nice.
So okay, so yeah, Apple sentiment. Yeah, I couldn't even touch my phone because my fucking hands were so dirty. So I was like, I can't even respond to this.
You're good.
Um,
Is the Apple brand plummeting in sentiment via the masses?
I mean sentiment as in like excitement?
Yeah. I feel a big old
I think so. I think, yeah, well, definitely. Well, first of all, everybody's copying their keynotes. So, like, what they're doing isn't like necessarily special. Like, Apple used to be the king of keynotes.
also a sign of plateauing. slash needing to do something.
Yeah.
And having
And
one,
I don't
do they have one every quarter, bro? They have to tell you like when Jim the engineer moved a button. It's way too many keynotes. They got to dip. They got to go out of
know, they
sight
only
for
do
a minute.
they only do two keynotes a year, I think.
Too many, dude.
Because most of the stuff now they used to do more. Like when they release a new iPad now, it's just a press release.
Okay.
But I think when they started this a couple years ago. I don't know if you remember when they transitioned to being like a live production on stage to like pre-recording everything
Ah.
and just playing it on the stream.
Hmm.
I think when they did that, like even though it seems like they put in more effort, it kind of seems like less special.
Sure. The old
Yeah.
from remotely.
And there's no live audience anymore, but like at Apple campus, I know everybody like takes the day off and like watches it on the campus.
You know who did do a keynote
Oh,
live with a bunch of people is NVIDIA.
yeah, Nvidia does it, Google does it, everybody still does it, except for Apple. Apple's like,
NVIDIA,
fuck
just,
that.
I'm sure, we're a little bit younger, but Apple is like the keynote company in our eyes. I know Microsoft had its developers meme, but that's a tad bit before my consciousness.
Yeah, but I will say I do think the sentiment has dropped off in terms of like because the phones are really good, but they're like so good that the progress is incremental.
It is commoditized a bit now.
Yeah. Um, but like the Apple Intelligence stuff, I think feature wise, that's the biggest leap for an iPhone in a while. Like just talking about what they could do.
Yeah.
Hey Siri, send my pictures that I took in San Diego at this bar to Ricker. Like that's fucking crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Siri, don't actually do that because I don't have iOS 16. But no, I can't wait to try that.
That stuff should have been a thing like a decade ago.
Well, they could only do that now because like AI is getting like finally good
Mhm.
because all this like well actually most of the stuff that they were showing is like actual Apple Intelligence, but then if you ask it something that Apple Intelligence can't do, it'll fucking kick it off to OpenAI or
Yeah.
Gemini, I think.
Well, they kind of I said this last episode, but do they have small like localized Apple Intelligence stuff and then bigger stuff they kind of outsource inside of their phone to the other people?
Yeah. And apparently like most of it is on device too, so it doesn't get sent up to Apple servers, which Google will never do that.
Cool.
Like Google needs that info. But yeah, I wasn't gonna get the next iPhone because I have the 13 now and it's fine. But until like they showed that shit and they're like, oh, some of it only works on this because of this chip or whatever, which is probably it could probably work on the 15. But I don't know. I might grab it because this phone is getting old.
There was talks that
But
if people upcycle to a new phone, the Apple Intelligence is free on it.
well, yeah, I believe Apple Intelligence is free anyway, right? Well, I know ChatGPT or OpenAI Plus or whatever is free. I think they said for a year or something,
I also said
like
this
on the
last
phone.
um, as someone I subscribe for OpenAI's like upcycled tiers, upcharge tiers, and
Same.
one, I don't see a scenario where I downgrade again to save 15 or 20 bucks a month, just like I probably wouldn't downgrade for a lot of Apple subscription stuff. I
I
would
downgraded and I came back in a couple days.
because what? Tell me why.
Um, can't on the app, you can't use the camera, which is huge. I take pictures of stuff and I ask questions about the world.
I never do that.
Um,
I upload a lot.
that's fucking you got to use that. I was fucking in CVS and I took a picture of some medicine and I was like, yo, I took this other medicine today. Is this gonna kill me? And it was like, nah, dude, you're chilling. Don't even fucking worry about it.
The
Took a picture of the label.
Snap Meta glasses do a lot of in real world unveiled stuff for like blind people
I
too. Commercial.
I have that too. We should talk about those. Those are a good product.
Sure.
And the second thing I use it for, ChatGPT Plus, is dragging files into ChatGPT
Yeah.
is super helpful.
Do you not do that with downgrading?
Screenshots and files. Yeah, no, I think downgrading is only text, and they limit the amount of messages you can send a day.
One, I think there's a bit of FOMO of like, oh, I could be getting a better answer here when you ask something.
Mm-hmm.
Two, it could be placebo, which is hilarious, but when you do something with a lower model, it kind of seems like less good than higher models.
Yeah. And also too, I know this is just a psychological thing because I'm sure it like has the answer at the same time, the free one and the paid one, but the free one types it out fast. I mean, the paid one types it out faster.
Yep. That's for sure a design
Yeah.
feature, dude.
Because I think Claude just appears or something, and that's kind of weird to me. Or one of them just appears. I forgot which one it does. I kind of because I know it has the answer, but I want it to like type it out like it's
Yeah. And
like
just,
it's a person.
yeah. That's funny. That will probably be seen people trying to get the best feature for that when they go for audio and video and eventually some agents.
But yeah, if you go on Reddit, I don't know if you've been on the OpenAI Reddit. People are pissed because the last keynote what was the model? Was it GPT 4.0? I think it was supposed to come out with GPT 4.0, which is apparently like super good. Like I think it's good. But it's supposed to be multimodal, meaning that you can talk to it while it's using the camera, while it's listening at the same time. So it's like you're talking to a person. And that was announced like 6 months ago, and it still isn't out.
Yeah, the model is 4.0. I would love
Which
to read
sucks.
and listen. It's kind of like the iPhone features, how they roll stuff out. Where like you could obviously do a lot of stuff, and everybody is thinking to themselves, "I would really love to do this feature," and it's pretty simple, and they roll it out, and it's a pretty simple thing. You know, the meme of like Android users being stoked to see a keynote that for a unveil of a feature that's been on Android for 20 years. It's kind of like that,
Yeah.
where I would love to listen and read the text at the same time when I'm on my phone on ChatGPT, which they can for sure do, but they'll roll it out like a Apple camera feature.
Yeah, we definitely just like jumped over all the Apple stuff we were going to talk about, but we can come back to it. But right now we're talking about real quick OpenAI releasing O1, its first model with reason and capabilities, also called Strawberry. And it's already, I'm like in the app right now, and there's O1 preview, O1 mini. And yeah, those are the things. So I use ChatGPT, or I use the OpenAI API for coding primarily. And in the software I use, you can choose between Claude or ChatGPT or OpenAI. And when I ask it coding questions, I like to compare like which ones. And because sometimes like one is just way off and sometimes the other one gets it. And it's about like, I would say I use OpenAI 70% of the time. So if they integrate O1 into the software I use, I would be interested to see how well it performs. Apparently Facebook Llama is better than all of them. Word on the street.
For Meta Instagram messages.
No, I just use the fucking straight up website, Llama website, and I put like coding shit in there. And like it's better with its answers, but like you can't like do certain things that ChatGPT lets you do, like pull in whole files or pictures or shit.
Instagram uses Llama 3.1 for their Meta AI in Instagram.
Yeah, fucking Mark is going crazy with Llama. He's
And then
putting all the money in it.
there was a few times, Google's Colab, desktop coding cloud type deal.
Yes.
They have
Was that Google or Microsoft?
Google Colab.
Google Collab.
So like collab.research.google.com. I might just be on the doc site. Yeah, but you like use their computing power for whatever power you would usually use on whatever servers. But they have a Gemini integration. So a very, 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 very novice person can enter a prompt into Gemini and get some usable code, I assume, back to make one box on a website. And then you can ask it things and plug in errors it had. So I found that super, super usable. I'm not sure
How much do you use Google less now that ChatGPT is out?
a significant amount. I would
That's
say between anywhere 25 to 50%.
Yeah, I've said this probably before, but I've never gotten more value from a digital product than ChatGPT. If it were $50 a month, I'd probably still pay for it.
50, I don't know.
If it were 50 and there were no free version, I would pay for it.
Sure. The free version is going to get them eventually. Well, it's probably good.
Yeah, I don't.
Premium where it's like
Yeah,
people will use it and then they, all the FOMO and upgrading features that they try to nudge toward you that we just talked about will get them.
I'd love to see
The
the
data,
stats
dude.
between like.
I'm sure, has anybody talked about all the data on the back end of this of how they're just going to screw everybody?
The free version is going to screw everybody.
The data.
I'm sure. I mean, if it's like a funnel into the paid version, like I would like to see like how many free people actually convert to paid. If that is plateaued, because I think I read somewhere that like ChatGPT adoption as a whole has like slowed down a shit ton.
Yeah. I mean, it followed the NVIDIA stock chart, which means it was super hyperbolic. Hyperbolic.
How's that stock doing? I heard it's
That's fine.
doing poor.
It went straight up for like 9 months, bro. Give it a break. But it is.
Yeah, I was.
But everything is red right now. Yeah, they had expectations are a beezy, dude. When you do super well, but everybody who touches analyzing stocks wants you to do better and expects you to do better. People react on expectations and not on results. Just a fun thing.
Yeah. So NVIDIA would need to literally take over another industry that's not AI in order to justify this valuation.
What's it at right now?
2.92 trillion.
They also are the AI industry, basically. There's like 2 others, but top.
But yeah, but like, so my thing is this, which like worries me. I'm not an NVIDIA shareholder, so I'm not that worried. I don't like really care where the stock goes. But like they have all these customers. They make this money from Amazon and Facebook and Microsoft and Google paying them, and maybe Apple. But these guys can just make their own, and I know they are, especially Facebook. Like Facebook doesn't like to share, or Meta doesn't like to share for long. And Mark Zuckerberg is ruthless. So like once those other companies get the hardware down and start making their own chips, like what's NVIDIA gonna do? Like nobody has deep pockets like these companies.
Yeah. I was trying to find revenue for we'll see. We can do a deeper dive on another episode of NVIDIA's revenue and stock.
And also, we talked about this last time. Like, it doesn't matter how much money NVIDIA makes if, like, AI as a whole doesn't make money. Then it's just like digging a hole,
Yeah, it might come from a bunch of industries cutting a bunch of fat and labor and then replacing that with NVIDIA.
It could be, but what if like it just makes people fucking hire more and push them harder? So instead of 10xing, you're 60xing.
Possibly. It depends on what people really want to do and how good. But boy, oh boy, I'm sure that a lot of people could be fired and just
I
play.
want to know how, like, the percentage of like how much of this compute is being used to generate AI porn, and how much is it used to like trying to solve cancer.
Yeah, the old internet for porn versus internet for a good purpose in life.
It's crazy, dude.
Product line for NVIDIA revenue sources: data center processors for analytics and AI, GPUs for computers, GPUs for 3D visualization, GPUs for automotive, which is interesting, and GPUs for crypto. There's a large line going up and to the right for data centers. In 2019, it was 25% of their revenue, while GPUs was 53%. And in 2024, data centers was 78% of NVIDIA's revenue. So people probably pricing in people building more data centers. Maybe it's more onshoring in the US.
I feel like I read a crazy stat recently about Amazon spending a shit ton on data centers.
Yeah, we can
Or
also
no, was it Microsoft?
we can also go more into that because it might have been there might have been a race for people to build, and then it just wasn't sustainable and kind of slowed down. But data centers next episode. So
Microsoft and OpenAI, 100 billion AI data center. They're planning
it's
on the
prob-
next episode.
yeah, a little tease. It's probably gonna go back to the median of maybe it won't, but as all things tend to revert to the mean. GPUs for computers will probably go back to somewhere closer to 50%, and data centers will probably go down from 78%. I mean, from 2019, their top two revenue sources was data centers and GPUs. Data center was 25%, GPUs was 53%. 5 years later, data center is 78%, GPUs is 17%. So there's probably a correction in revenues that will come from that. We'll dive deep, dude.
Damn.
We'll dive deep. Data centers for NVIDIA, and then a little bit of a NVIDIA revenue source deep dive. It'll be fun. It'll be so much fun. And I
You haven't you. Oh, I guess that's fine. I thought OtterBox was like that big thick ass battery looking case.
yeah, no. I tried to get this one off and it didn't really work. And so probably won't take it off until I get a new phone, but it's getting a little dirty inside.
What phone is
Um,
that?
the case or the phone?
No, the phone. The
It's
phone.
the biggest and bestest one,
15 Pro.
Max.
Wow.
I,
Wow. 15 Pro Max. Big Daddy over here.
my upgrade cycle is, I think, contrary to popular belief, the most common upgrade cycle for people to do phones is about 5 years, which is
5 years.
about when I get a new phone ski, when the battery just gets absolutely reprehensibly non-usable.
Yeah, I'm at 3 years on average now. I used to just be that every year boy, but
Why'd you
nah,
stop?
too lazy, bro. It's like it's just I don't know. Actually, maybe it's just because I'm not like a kid anymore, so it doesn't excite me as much.
Or is it less exciting?
It could be that. Well, yeah. I mean, like the 3GS to the 4 was a huge leap. The 4S to the 5 was a huge leap. The 5S to the 6 was a huge leap. The 6 to the 8 was a huge leap. I think the way they went back to fucking was that the all wraparound? It's kind of like shiny glass back. But I don't know. Yeah, now it's like
And just the law
they're
of
getting
10.
more powerful,
Yeah,
but
but that's never been that's never been the selling case for iPhones, really.
yeah, but I mean, like, even though, like, that's interesting because even though they have the iPhone upgrade program where you can literally just get a new phone every year, like, easy as fuck, like, feel like a lot of people don't use that.
Don't you still have to pay?
Yeah, you still have to pay, but it's like you're still paying for. You're just paying every month. It's like you're renting. It's like a lease on a phone, pretty much.
I would also be interested in seeing how many people do that service.
Yeah.
But as I say, is it getting less exciting if my feeling on Apple sentiment is correct and people are kind of plateauing on their sentiment? They're going to need to do other stuff, just like Nvidia needs to do other stuff. And Apple has been murmuring around healthcare for a little bit of a minute, and they just got an FDA approval for a hearing aid. Round of applause. Hearing aids, everybody.
Is that integrated into AirPods?
You gonna cop one, dude?
Yeah, because my AirPods now suck. Bro, never buy fucking renewed AirPods on. They're renewed for a reason. Someone returned that shit because it didn't work. Just
Maybe
pay the
that's
extra $50.
maybe
Huh?
Chase. A lot of the times I get my Apple products through Chase, and they're
Uh-huh.
pricey. And it was the first time, basically ever, I had to hit up my text message and text APPLE and say, "Hey, your guys' product didn't work when I opened it." That plus one time, two things have been happening with my MacBook. One time it ran out of battery and I didn't open it for pretty long time, and my internal date and time got like stopped and it wasn't working, and that kind of ruins whatever processing that it needs with time.
It ruins the whole computer.
Yeah, so and it wouldn't connect to the internet because of that. So I did something and somehow got to the updated via internet thing. But I mean, that was a pretty big boo-boo of, I mean, I guess the battery's dead and it hadn't been turned on for a while, but come on. And then another one was when I'm opening a new tab and I'm searching something, there's been random times where it says, can't open a page, your storage full. My storage isn't full. Maybe it was my cache. I deleted cache, went back, randomly pops up again. Cache was like just deleted. And I was having a whole big convo with their Apple support text, which is a nice feature, and they are pretty fun to do 24/7. But their exact words were, "I'm a logical person, comma, and this defies logic." I said, "You're preaching to the choir, buddy." Anyways, so sentiment kind of waning. Me experiencing Apple product deficiencies for the first time ever. Uh, might as well just take all your health data and sell you all the stuff that you want to do, like hearing something in your second generation AirPods. The
AirPods are Apple's best product,
yeah,
probably.
they also I think outpace revenue for everything ever in other businesses.
Fucking AirPods. As soon as they can translate language in real time
Yeah.
in the person's voice
Oop,
in real time, that will be, bro.
you already see the product
come on.
AI doing the voice and the voice stuff.
It's like you'll never need to learn another language. You just go on your phone, type English only always, and boom.
So Apple received an FDA authorization under FDA's de novo classification, which is intended for novel to low to moderate risk devices for the second generation AirPods as hearing aids. FDA describes Apple's solution as the first ever over-the-counter hearing aid software device. They tested a bunch of people, 118 people, between Apple's self-fitting strategy and professional fitting. Apple AirPods Pro will gain a hearing protection mode to safeguard ears in loud environments like 100G concerts, LA.
Bro, I use those as ear things.
Yeah.
During the concert, they were effortlessly cutting off 30 decibels because I had the decibel test, and it told me how loud it was I was hearing it and how loud it was without the AirPods.
I
And
just
it was
wonder
crazy.
if it's somehow worse for your ears using an AirPod for that versus like an earplug. I guess when
I don't know.
earplug versus AirPod, earplug sounds pretty barbaric, but
By the way, hearing aids are over $1,000. I'm looking at them right now.
Oh, big market. Everybody big market.
Yeah, so if you're deaf, pick up a pair of pros too, and
Wild.
wild. Now, on the topic of AirPods, it's not all fun in the sun. Um, AirPods Max has a refresh as well after not having a refresh for years. And the only thing they changed were the port is now USB-C, and there's a couple colors. As far as I can tell, and I looked into it a little bit, there's no technical changes to this product. No better noise canceling, no bigger battery, no better bass, no better chip. It still's the same chip, the H1 chip as the old one. What the fuck, Apple? You've had like 4 years to do something.
Expectations are a killer in the stock market and for business, man.
How are the small AirPods? How do they have better noise canceling than the big AirPods? These are over ear. That doesn't make sense.
They'll probably, as they do come out with something, but like I
Not only that, these are heavy as fuck, bro.
said,
Like they couldn't make it a little lighter, like smaller or something. These are so fucking heavy.
same thing with OpenAI. Everybody says, hey, can you do this simple thing? It'd be really great. And they pop it out every 3 to 5 years, and everybody's rejoicing in their little bitty
Oh,
underground.
I don't think any of this is simple by any means. Like
But when a consumer thinks about it, it's kind of simple, or at
yeah,
least warranted. And should I say, when a mass amount of people in their heads are thinking about a feature for a product, it is then expected.
you know what's crazy is that Apple can figure out a way to take like multiple cameras looking out at the world, mold it into one fucking image, and
Christ,
play that on a screen in your eyes in real time, and then overlay graphical data, and at the same time interacting with your hands in real time, put that on the market and have people buy it and use it and get value from it. But they can't figure out how to make a fucking one pad that charges your phone and your AirPods and your watch at the same time.
some of the most complex things for AI to do is something that a toddler can do. Very complex things that seem simple.
I was listening to a podcast and this guy was saying that the fucking what's it fucking called? Vision Pro would not have been possible without fucking AI doing a lot of the computational things needed in order for it to make that VR work.
Hmm.
So AI is just like always just running in the background, just thinking, like just trying to make a bunch of flat images look like you're in it.
A lot of chips.
It's crazy. And he was like, yeah, it's nuts that they are able to put all that fucking computer mass on your head. And people are comparing it to like a PS5, where the PS5 could be 50 pounds and no one will give a shit because it's always sitting on the floor.
I
And so it has that advantage.
I am a product of a Samsung X Microsoft product, which is Cloud Xbox. It's
Cloud Xbox.
is gaming on a Samsung TV in the cloud, which lately has been a horrible user experience, very laggy. Can't play a game either online or not online.
But you need an Xbox for it or just a Samsung TV?
Subscription in a Samsung TV.
Yeah, I can't imagine that would be very good. Fucking Google tried to do something like that.
Fine. It was usable, and then it wasn't usable. I'm sure Wi-Fi might have something to do with it, but
Are the graphics good?
no.
Nah.
But I don't have I don't have a console. Pretty cool.
That's cool. I was so impressed with fucking Call of Duty Mobile. I bought a PS5.
Oh, did I talk to you
Yeah.
about that? Which
Call of Duty
one?
Mobile?
Yeah, I don't think I have ever talked to you about that. But which Call of Duty? There was two things. There's a Warzone mobile and a Call.
Not Warzone. Not Warzone.
Both amazing experiences. Warzone, I played Call of Duty a lot in like 2021 on the mobile. Blew my
Uh-huh.
mind. I think we actually might have played it on 25th Street. But it was
Probably.
an amazing experience, dude. It was
Yeah, I'm like,
like,
especially on I don't have an iPad, but my homie has an iPod Pro. I'm like, bro, how is
yeah.
it this good on a
When
fucking
I
tablet?
upgraded to a big ass display on the Max, whew, I might as well have been a full screen TV. But
Yeah,
a
I was
crazy
like, I
gaming
can't.
experience
Can
on
you
a Mac.
believe this is iOS?
You can dive and it's just it was 1-to-1. You're playing COD. Once your brain gets over whatever it needs to get over, you're playing a game.
Yeah. Did you use a controller or were you like touching the
Yeah,
screen?
just in the screen because
Yeah, I can't do that
you
anymore. It
gotta set
sucks.
it up and stuff.
I was for a while. I had like I just bought a PS5 controller. I was like,
Yeah,
fuck it. And I plugged it into my computer screen, HDMI.
yeah,
I was playing that way. And I was like, all right,
fun.
fuck it. I want to play Spider-Man. So
uh, let me talk about this State Street Galaxy, these crypto ETFs, real quick. Um,
yeah.
a little medicine in everybody's pudding. We can get to Taylor Swift and Trump after, but
T Swift.
just some fun stuff. So, new crypto ETF, uh, brought to you by the good people at State Street and Galaxy. State Street is the third biggest ETF provider behind BlackRock and Vanguard, I believe it was. Am I correct? Yeah.
I think so.
So three ETFs. Before that, yeah. Three ETFs, all trying to give some liquidity to some crypto related stuff. One is called Heco, one is called Deco, one is called TechX. So State Street is the people that bring you such ETFs as the SPY, which has $500 billion in assets. And then on the rest of their stuff, they have like 1.21 trillion assets under management. Partnered with Galaxy
Do these
Assets.
ETFs,
Yep.
what do they hold? What
Uh,
do they represent?
these crypto ones,
Yes.
I tell you, dude. Uh, one is the Spider Galaxy Digital Asset Ecosystem ETF, which is targeting companies benefiting from blockchain and crypto adoption, as well as some direct exposure to the digital assets through ETFs and futures. So, holding companies, futures, and ETFs with digital assets in it. ETFs have there's more ETFs than stocks than there are on the market. So freaking go crazy with all that. So first one is companies that have something to do with blockchain and then a bit of direct exposure via ETFs and I think possibly spot as well. That was Heco. Second is Deco, which is a hedged digital asset ecosystem, which is the same thing. So companies, ETFs, and direct digital assets, but with a couple options on it to manage some volatility. Third is Galaxy Transformative Tech Accelerators, which is just infrastructure for blockchain tech. So three ETFs. I don't know. I think they might be on the market already, but just kind of for some comparisons for other numbers. Spot Bitcoin ETFs pulled in 17 billion since January.
So none of them are holding Doge
I
or Sheep.
know. Let me see if they got some holdings on there.
No, I will not be investing.
There was so the some inflows. So VOO, everybody's favorite Vanguard fund. Year to date, net flows, so inflow and outflow is 61 billion. Am I correct with the billion? Yes. And then the biggest spot ETF, iBit, which is daily short, digitizing the economy. I don't know if that's shorting crypto stuff, but is somewhat crypto related and it has 20.9 billion in net flow. So pretty substantially under some traditional favored ETFs, but got some freaking flows. As far as holdings inside of these bad boys, what does State Street show me? Holdings. This is in Hecko. We got a lot of companies, pretty evenly weighted. Highest is 6.95%, and then goes down to 5.9, 5.09. TerraWolf. Everybody knows TerraWolf. Everybody loves TerraWolf. Am I right? Nobody knows. Apparently, TerraWolf is a zero carbon Bitcoin mining company that is public on the market, and it has just a horrendous chart. One of the worst charts I've ever seen. It really went big up in 2021, which is crypto bubble. That's their biggest holding. They got some Taiwan Semi Core Scientific, which I believe is mining as well. Yeah. They also, I'm assuming, have a horrible, horrible chart. Oh, not that bad. It's $10, but it's hanging in there on the price. It did freaking IPO in January, went from $3 to 10. Interesting.
Not bad.
Micron's in there. ProShares Bitcoin
Tripled.
Strategy ETF, which is funny. ETF in an ETF, dude. It's like a clown car. They got Meta, they got CME, so it's like freaking mining companies, chip companies, trading platforms, and then MasterCard probably has some freaking Bitcoin somewhere in there. Trying to see if they have any spot Bitcoin, but just new ETFs, which you know, as crypto bubbled and went away, it's pretty interesting to see happen. Got some options on these bad boys. Oh, let's see what their options are, dude. A little bit into the weeds. Micron, October 24, 70 put. You got to put. That's for volatility. 2% weighted. Got some Robinhood in there. Intel, get wrecked. Block, get wrecked.
Robinhood.
This is a portfolio of companies I personally would not invest in. But they got some good stuff.
Yeah, put all your money in sheep.
6 point highest weighting is just a horribly, horribly charting stock. But anyways, just a little freaking numbers to pill in your pudding that I thought were interesting for some new Spider Galaxy assets, crypto ETFs. Anyways, Taylor Swift, cat lady, dude. What's going on with that, dude? What's going on? She's freaking Democrat, dude. What the heck?
Oh, no way, dude. That's what? I would have never guessed.
Is it great?
Taylor Swift supports the female nominee.
Oh, that's great. Well, Amber Rose supported
Oh,
it.
good point.
Get wrecked, dude. Get wrecked.
Good point. How sexist of me to assume that Taylor Swift.
She's a bit more, you know, she got a tattoo on her face. You know, Republicans love tattoos.
Yeah, that's true. How idiotic of me to assume that Taylor Swift would not support Donald Trump.
They've always said Republican Party is the tattooed party, dude.
Bruh, how many, like, realistically, how many, you see a Taylor Swift concert, all white girls, 100% white girls. How many of them do you think are actually Trumpers? It has to be higher than we think,
I
right?
saw one clip of a lady who was real mad at Miss Swift, and she was burning her posters right in the street, dude. Which is
I feel like if Taylor Swift
crazy
came
weird
out,
thing, dude. Politics is everybody. You're
that's
literally
that's strange.
objectively weirdo if you do that. You're an objective weirdo.
If Taylor Swift came out and said, "Hey, Trump's my guy," I feel like a lot of her fans would be like, "Okay."
I mean, the guy. I would love to see
you got it. You're a leader.
if there was a kind of comparable tour dates from like before and after, so not like a plunge in tour dates, but a comparable amount of dates. I would love to see the revenue for that. A lot of people were like, whatever, dude. I don't know.
It just goes way up. It doubles.
I mean, you could also see stuff for when she started doing the Kelsey stuff. What kind of revenues popped or declined in tickets for him? I'm sure he's probably a freaking more on the right side than left side.
Probably. I'm sure she knows too, and she's fine with it.
Maybe they're just okay with each other, dude.
Maybe they're both just like secretly. I don't know.
Maybe it's a bastion of hope for us all that you can not be weirdos on two different sides of a political spectrum. Probably not, though.
Crazy,
But,
crazy times we're living in. It's just like,
didn't watch the debate, but who needs to watch things to have an opinion? Not two
yeah,
dudes with a podcast, that's for sure.
I'm not even a citizen.
I'm in Spain right now.
Yeah, Jesus.
Sentiment just from clips in social media, very different jaw feelings than Trump versus Biden and Trump versus Kamala. They didn't do a crowd for Kamala Trump, probably because they tried
Good.
to shoot him in the head. But
Oh, I just thought because the crowd would like affect the debate.
and it did affect it without it because he seemed like he kind of sucked without a crowd, dude.
She did or he did?
He did, and of course I only
He
saw
did.
4 clips, but sentiment
Yeah, he's the media man. He needs an audience.
he needs a circus. He needs
But
energy
did they turn off the mics though?
for what?
Like you know how like last time or
Talk during something.
Trump versus Biden, they were talking over each other.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
think
I think
from what I saw, there was not a lot of over talking. Miss Harris
the
was,
fact that they even need to do that is crazy.
yeah, man's came in and said, new playbook, dude.
I wonder who's gonna win.
Let's get back to the good old corruption we used to know, huh? Come on,
Yeah, we used to be a country.
a good old corrupted country. Had a little terrorist attack. Everybody was cool with each other, and these mavericks, dude, coming in saying corruption is bad and we're gonna do weird stuff. No, dude, let's do all the same old stuff. Like I said, someone gets elected. Let's just keep
Oh,
it
I want to
rioting.
know.
1 week of rioting, everybody. Come on, it's a national pastime. Take a week off, a couple of days off, 5-day weekend, go riot. Come on. Wait, that might be illegal to insist. Illicit. Didn't mean that. People in the future,
It's art.
parody. Jokes written by Dane Cook. Bro, Dane. I was watching some media and Dane Cook was brought up. And so I typed in Dane Cook and he had gone live on YouTube 5 hours earlier with 2K views and like going directly live to YouTube. And it was a sight for sore eyes. It was not
And you gave him your password.
I gave my password. He said, "Hey, give me your key for crypto." I said, "Yes, yes, Dane Cook. I remember used to be the man back in 2008."
All I want to know
kid,
is how come The Weeknd thought it would be a good idea to film his music video with an iPhone?
because Apple paid him so much money. I saw that. Good bringing that up. Oh my God, the bag that he must have got.
Oh, and I understand that he got paid a lot, but I just
Right.
know there's people out there that are going to argue with me saying, bro, the iPhone is good enough for.
It's a phone, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's a fucking
I
phone,
don't
bro.
care if it could launch a spaceship to the moon and back. Like, get something, as I say,
Dude.
something that moves. It can't move with your finger, but black.
I promise you, the camera filming the iPhone filmed the music video wasn't an
forgot
iPhone.
the camera taking the drone shot,
Yeah,
Not an
Jesus Christ.
doing the transition.
I know The Weeknd was like, yo, no way you're gonna fuck up my discography, double the price before you film this shit with an iPhone.
Oh man, yeah, he probably had to talk about some some multiples on his whole discography that say, hey, if I'm if I'm gonna have anything iPhone related filming my work, you better bet that these private equity companies that are gonna want to buy my things in 40 years time are gonna pay a pretty premium on it.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, this
Can't
one's filmed
wait
with an
to see
iPhone.
some currently 21-year-old kid have some PE for a couple of decades from now buy such sweet, sweet ballads as Kissland and etc. etc.
Bro, I'd be arguing with these kids on Reddit. They think they're the real Abel fans, but they don't know, bro. I've been here
a long time. They just discovered him in 2020. Like,
Listen to
you're like,
Starboy. Dude, I worked
they'd be like, "Oh, that's not true," and then I pull up a fucking interview from 2012, and I'm like, "Yeah, bitch. Yeah, that's right, little boy."
I love how he has I think it's always Billboard he has interviews with, huh? It was like Billboard Brazil,
Billboard, Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone. I love his little
He
print.
used to not do anything, but now he's Mr. Big Shot. Will return my calls.
God, dude, Mr. Popular now all of a sudden, acting different.
I wonder if he has any secret children.
He doesn't even return my text after like 30 minutes. I have to wait a whole day now.
I wonder if he's like actually a cool guy. I would never want to meet him. I don't think I could handle it.
I'd meet him. Probably a guy.
I don't know. Like, what if you just catch him on a bad day and he's a dick and it's nothing to do with you? But now I'm just like my favorite music, and this guy was mean to me.
Well,
I couldn't do it
I'd,
unless for some reason I was more famous than him. Then I can handle it. But
yeah, in this, when you meet people, you're on a comparable level. So, if you meet Abel, it wouldn't be the bond of today. It would be the bond of meeting Abel, which is comparable.
yeah, once I become a famous singer,
Right. Of course.
Yeah,
You might want to go like a comedy or business route. Maybe business route might be the easiest.
yeah.
Or something for him. I don't know.
You think that's easier than comedy?
Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
Oh,
Dude, I saw a stupid clip of just a stupid guy commenting on a Bert Kreischer clip. But this man, you know Bert Kreischer, yeah? No. Well, he's a comedian. You know the class of comedians that all do pods.
Oh yeah, of course.
And he's still in LA and where everybody like moved to Texas. And he was in a Rite Aid and everything was empty. And Rite Aid's bankrupt and going out of business. And he's like, dude, these looters over here have just ransacked this Rite Aid. Like, man, LA, this is LA now, huh? And he's like, no, dude, you're in a bankrupt business right now. There's nothing on the shelves in where I live. I gotta love.
I love LA.
If there's a love poster behind someone and the shelves are not stocked, it's probably not looters, dude. It's everybody. You can always have a love poster behind you. And
So
now,
wait, so I'm sorry. He was in. You said he was in Rite Aid, and the shelves were empty
yeah, you've been in Rite Aid in
in
a minute?
LA. Yeah, but what Rite Aid was he at? Did he specify the area?
No, probably like
'Cause
a
if he was downtown, that's understandable.
no. It was, well, no.
Really easy to steal from that
Well,
one.
actually, first of all, my Rite Aid was empty. That's a business bankrupt. That's not looters. I'll tell you that.
Oh, you think they
If
just don't
anybody's
have
looting anything
supply?
at my Rite Aid, it's me.
Uh,
And like,
Also, that like they lock up a bunch of shit now, so you gotta like call them for fucking everything, bro. I just want deodorant. Who's stealing deodorant, bro? Come on.
homeless people. That's San Francisco joint where there's signs of like steal stuff below $100. Like, go get raped, dude. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Have people
Fucking
buy stuff and then give it to people. How about that?
the mayor of LA, her house got broken into, and the person didn't even go to jail because of a law that she passed.
That's wild. What's the law?
Yeah, it was like
Mayor of
something
LA.
of like if you steal something, Karen Bass, if you steal something below fucking this amount of money, I forgot the amount. It's a
With the breaking
fucking
and entering?
misdemeanor. I don't know the specifics, but he didn't go to jail. He just got probation or something.
If you like ask and don't be any and then steal something.
Karen Bass, ladies and gentlemen.
70 years old.
Yeah, she's pretty old.
District of LA, which is probably what, downtown?
I don't
Oh, it's
know.
literally it's like literally
It's LA, yeah.
it's literally like DTLA and Skid Row in the fashion district.
No,
So
she's the fucking mayor of the whole city.
this I think the district of LA that she presides over is like downtown LA basically in fashion district.
Well, so there's different, what are they called? Council members, right? And they have their own districts.
Hmm.
And she has her own district, but she's in charge of the council members.
Ah,
Yeah,
government one, eh?
like Kevin De Leon, that racist asshole.
Gosh darn it.
He's a council member of LA, and he got caught on tape saying some racist shit. And
I think
him and some other council members, and they all stepped down, and he didn't step down. He was just like, I'm just gonna keep my job. And even Biden was like, this guy needs to step down, and he still didn't even step down, dude.
I gotta respect it a tiny bit.
Bro, I'm like, dude. So
Didn't he dance on a like video? Or am I thinking of
I don't
something?
know,
Might have been in San
but
Diego.
I'm just, and now he's fucking trying to win the black vote again because he's winning for re-election because he's trying to rename Pershing Square, LA's first park, after Biddy Mason, who was a former slave that owned a bunch of land in Los Angeles.
Beach? Not the beach guy.
No, it's a park downtown LA.
What is Pershing named after?
It's named after a fucking Civil War guy, Jonathan
Is there-
Pershing. Literally has nothing to do with LA.
Ah, so funny.
Yeah,
Fair
so
enough.
definitely needs
He's almost dead.
a rename.
What was the proposed one?
Biddy Mason Park. Biddy Mason.
Biddy. I mean, Biddy
Yeah,
Park.
we could call it the Biddy because they have
Biddy
concerts
Park's
there.
pretty
Want to go
sick.
see a show at the Biddy?
Hella biddies, dog. I haven't said Biddy in a
Yeah.
minute too. I like Biddy.
Oh God.
Here we go. Here we
Don't
go.
take me back. No. Oh God, that takes me back to a dark place.
It's also, is this a dude? Because this certainly looks like a female.
It's a female.
Yeah.
She's a
Real estate,
female.
huh? What's she buying?
Yeah.
She got.
Some
What are
land
they saying? Oh
in
yeah,
LA.
those missionaries be buying up stuff. All right, Biddy, come on.
I went to the church that she founded as a child.
Latter Day, isn't that Mormonism or Jehovah's Witness?
No, it was Methodist or something.
Ah. Well, dude, I can't wait to see a concert at Biddy Park. It's gonna be good.
Same.
She died in
Same, bro.
1891.
I was there. Yeah.
I was at the funeral.
Super sad.
Got to go really bad. Been fun. Ricker and Bond, Apple.
Ricker Bond.
AI. Have a fun day and life. See you next time.
See you next time. Love you.